Oh, Jey Uso not wasting any time going after Drew McIntyre with a suicide dive to the outside of the ring. As I was saying, McIntyre is upset about being cost the title in his home area, that anybody who was associated with the bloodline would face his wrath. Here we are 2 years later, a little over 2 years later, and McIntyre has not stopped thinking about what the bloodline cost him. Can you imagine how much different things would be if it had been Drew McIntyre who had defeated Roman Reigns? And it's interesting. Okay, now the bell rings. Drew's looking for that Claymore. Jey with an enziguri. It's interesting to see how things have shifted over time. It was hard to believe that when Cody Rhodes had Jey Uso, traded to Raw, what Jey Uso was going to be like. We didn't know what we were going to get, but what we did know is that Jey Uso didn't want any association with the bloodline, and Jey Uso tried to show Drew McIntyre, hey, I've changed. But Drew McIntyre wouldn't buy it. That vendetta, that anger that Drew McIntyre has for the bloodline was just too much. He didn't want to deal with it. He didn't want anything to do with any part of the bloodline, whether they are current or former member of the bloodline. But right now, Jey Uso has been his own man, including being a former Intercontinental Champion. Who would have thought that a twin, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, regarded as one of the greatest tag teams of all time? Who would have thought that main event Jey Uso would go on to build his own story, go on to make his own wave, and not just a yeet wave, not just the yeets, but by becoming the Intercontinental Champion, a title that is so near and dear to his heart because of what it means to his family's history. Right now, Drew McIntyre is beating down on main event Jey Uso. Oh, wait, Jey trying to counter, and a sit-out power bomb counter by main event Jey Uso. Both men are down. Is Jey Uso going to be able to capitalize? That took a lot out of Jey Uso to take out the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre. I'd say Drew McIntyre is a Scottish warrior, but what we've seen from Drew McIntyre the past year, he is nothing short of a psychopath. And McIntyre trying to block, but Jey is rallying. Jey starting to get jiggy with it. Boom, what a shot to the face of McIntyre. Enziguri comes in hot by main event Jey Uso. You got to hit him with your best shot because this match is going to be full of hatred from McIntyre. Backing it up in the corner is Jey to McIntyre. Heading up high. High risk, high reward. Up at the top. High cross body. But McIntyre kicks at it too. And I don't know how much he got of that crossbody. It didn't seem to be a full, clean crossbody. But it was enough to be effective. To be a bit effective. McIntyre with a neck breaker. And McIntyre goes down. But he kips back up to his feet. And now that McIntyre's back up to his feet. Look at that sinister look. The evil look in his eyes. It's a new year. It's a new evil for Drew McIntyre. Whatever he has in store for 2025, it's not going to be good. At least for the rest of the WWE roster. Drew was looking for the Claymore. Jey responded with a super kick instead. And McIntyre able to kick out in time. Where does McIntyre go from here with a loss to Jey? That is, if McIntyre loses to Jey Uso. But it is not over. There is still fight that is fueled by the hatred of the bloodline and everything that it stands for, everything that Jey Uso stands for. Looking for that Uso splash, but McIntyre able to get the knees up on main event Jey Uso. McIntyre. Spine buster. And now a jackknife cover will be enough. Jey kicks at it too. And now it's McIntyre. Sit out power bomb. Will it be enough for the win? But no, Jey again able to get that shoulder up. Time after time, it's Jey kicking out. It's starting to seem like Drew's showing a little bit of frustration in his face. But then changes it to like this sinister, almost like a sinister smile, a smirk. But is it a smirk of frustration, or is it a smirk of, I know what my next move is going to be? And now McIntyre stalks his prey. How much is left of main event Jey Uso? What is left of the Yeet Master? McIntyre nails Jey with a right. Oh, but Jey blocks and comes back with a shot of his own. Jey coming back with one of his own as these two go tit for tat. These two starting to pick up the pace. It's almost like they're firing each other up with every hit. McIntyre looking for a future shock DDT, but main event Jey Uso was trying to look for. Boom. McIntyre gets the future shock. Will it be? And Jey Uso just barely. It's almost like his body convulsed for him to get that shoulder up. And Jey Uso, from celebrating to the ring, from hyping up the crowd with Travis Scott down to the ring, to being nailed with a future shock. The future might not be looking bright for main event Jey Uso as McIntyre is measuring his man. Claymore, but a spear! Instead, Jey Uso delivers a wicked spear. Oh, but McIntyre survives. He kicks out, gets the shoulder up. Jey Uso perhaps wondering, what do I have to do to keep out this psychopath that is Drew McIntyre? What's it going to take? The whole world now gets to watch WWE through Netflix. Netflix has made WWE larger than life. WWE has always been filled with larger than life WWE superstars, but now WWE has become larger than life since coming to Netflix, and you get to see these two superstars, main event Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, go at it. But McIntyre gets the knee up as Jey was looking for a spear. Jey gets a super kick. Ducks. Claymore! And the Claymore connects. That's going to be all for main event. No, it is not. Main event Jey Uso gets that shoulder up. That was just before the 3. That's the ultimate frustration in the mind of Drew McIntyre. McIntyre just hit main event Jey Uso with his biggest shot, and it wasn't enough to keep down main event Jey Uso for the 3. What's next? Where do you go from here? What can you do at this point? I guess go for another Claymore? As McIntyre just looking to beat the life out of main event Jey Uso, it almost seems like he's letting the frustration cloud the mind and not being fully focused on a strategic attack. McIntyre moving Jey Uso in the corner. We're now going for chops on main event Jey Uso. Oh, And a Glasgow kiss. Perhaps looking to seal the deal. McIntyre just saying one more. Looking for that one final shot. One Claymore. And it could all blow up in flames for main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. He just collapsed. Jey just collapsed. McIntyre couldn't hit the Claymore because Jey collapsed. And McIntyre just smiling, pleased by the damage that he's caused to main event Jey Uso. McIntyre saying one kill shot and it's all over. Will it be over? Went for the Claymore. Wait, look at this. Oh! And Jey picks up the win. A crucifix for the win. Jey playing a little possum there, suckering in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre played and got played. Jey Uso outsmarting Drew McIntyre.